Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. And we gotta get going quickly here because we got a whole bunch of figures to go through. That's right, we're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie action figures. I got them for my kid. I got them for my little boy. It's actually literally his birthday, the day that this movie comes out. So I'm going to be taking him to that. And I hope he loves it just as much as he loved the Mario movie. And so I got him some figures to go with it. So maybe he'll learn who the characters are before we see the movie. And he'll be like, oh, that's Master Splinter. Or that's Bebop and Rocksteady. And he'll be so excited to see it. I know I am. I'm excited to see this movie. But we're not just going to show off the figures. We're going to talk a little bit about the movie too. And what we kind of are hoping or expecting a little bit. So before we get to doing that, let's show who we're going to be unboxing today. Starting with this guy right here, who is a new guy in the Ninja Turtles world, I guess. Superfly, voiced by Ice Cube. So I'm going to take a look at this guy, see how he fares, how he fits with everybody else. We'll take a look at that. Then we also got Bebop, a classic. Definitely a little different than the Bebop we're used to seeing, but we're going to check this guy out. So we're going to look at him, then we're going to look at Rocksteady right after him. You got to have a Rocksteady if you're going to have a Bebop, right? You can't go with having a Warthog without having the Rhino. And then we're going to go with some good guys like Master Splinter right here. He's always the one that's leading the boys, leading the Ninja Turtles. So we're going to open this guy up. And then who else we got? Well, we got the young guy, the punk, the fun one, Michelangelo. He's the orange. He's always a fun kid. And then we're going to go with Leonardo, who's obviously the leader, always the leader. He's the blue guy. He's some people's favorites, not mine, but he's okay. And then we're going to go with the best one, Raphael, the red one. He is the crude but rude, you know, he's got the attitude. That's Raphael. And then last but not least, we got Donatello. He does machines. He's the smart one. He's the brains. He's got the purple. We're going to check them all out on this channel. So without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And so starting us off, we got Superfly, who, to my knowledge, I believe is a brand new character for this movie. I don't believe this is supposed to be Baxter Stockman because I know Giancarlo Esposito is credited as being Baxter Stockman, which I think was perfect casting. If you ask me, that sounds awesome. So I doubt that he turns into this Fly guy because I know he's voiced by Ice Cube, which to my knowledge, I think he's basically just going to be like Ice Cube. He's going to be like the NWA type Ice Cube that we know and love. But this guy looks pretty cool. From what I can see, I'll be opening him up pretty soon. But you can see he comes with a few accessories. That says Superfly right there. Fly guy. And then you got the French talking language as well, too, because we are in Canada here. And then 4+ says Playmates. So these are made by Playmates, which is the guys that made the original Ninja Turtles figures back in the 80s and 90s. They did all of this stuff back then. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem symbol up there. That's from the movie Nickelodeon. And then you can see it's got like a purple brick background. It's kind of cool. Got some graffiti and whatnot. And you see the 4 Ninja Turtles on the side there. It says Splinter up there. Yeah, it's just kind of cool. I like the look of that. And the back, it shows you all the figures that you can get in this line. And these are actually images of the characters from the movie. It looks like, not the actual toys. Leatherhead. I do not have Leatherhead. I do plan to get Leatherhead, and I do believe that is a female character in the movie because I think it's voiced by Rose Byrne. So maybe Leatherhead is a crocodile because I think she's from Down Under, I do believe. So maybe she's a crocodile in this movie instead of an alligator. So yeah, Superfly, and then there's a whole right up there. If you want to go ahead and freeze frame, pause it, read everything that it says right there, go right ahead. It's a little too much for me to read right now. But yeah, that is the Superfly packaging. Next up, here we have Bebop. And yeah, it looks kind of like a Bebop does. Definitely evokes the Bebop look that you're used to. But we're looking at the packaging right now. So it says Bebop right there. Jacked up Warthog is what it says. And then it has the same stuff as Superfly with the side with the Ninja Turtles. And then the symbol up there. And then we'll go around the side here. And then, yeah, same stuff in the back. And then Bebop, it says right here. And then it has a little more written there. So go ahead and freeze frame if you want to see all that. That is for you to read on your time. Then we got Rocksteady, who is Bebop's buddy all the time. And he comes with a whole bunch of accessories as well. And then again, with the side here, got the Ninja Turtles, turtle symbol. Obviously, this is it says 4 and up, but you know, my kid might be a little bit under 4 and he'll still be playing with this. Rocksteady, Mutant Muscle is what it says for him. Looks a little different than we're used to seeing Rocksteady looking. Same things in the back, same guys. Rocksteady right there, and then a hole right up there. Go ahead and freeze frame if you want to. Check that out. And so here we have our first good guy of the group. We got Master Splinter, or it just says Splinter right there. Master Sensei is what it says. But it still has the 4 Ninja Turtles on the side. and then the same symbols. Everything else is the same, but you can see his weapons tree and his cane in there, and you see he's wearing glasses as well. And then on the back, it says Splinter, Rat Dad / Sensei. So it has a little bit of it more right up there. So yeah, and then if you want to freeze frame, go ahead and read all that. Go right ahead. And then it's the same figures that you'll get in the line as all the other ones. And so first up with the Ninja Turtles, we're starting out with Michelangelo. He's the young one, usually, of the group, the entertainer, as it says right down there. And on the side here, it actually has a picture of Michelangelo himself. It looks like he has braces in the movie. That's kind of cool. It just shows his youth. He's a teenager, obviously. That's what they're going with this movie. They're making him more teenager-esque, which hasn't really been seen before so much in movie form. Let's see, Michelangelo, Mikey's the comedian, is what it says right there. And then go ahead and freeze frame everything there that you want to see. Turn that around. There you go. Next up, we have Leonardo. And right there, it says the leader, which is, you know, that's normal. Leo's always the leader. And then on the side, you obviously see Leonardo on the side. Let's see. All the same stuff there. I did notice on the top there, it always says their name as well, too, for the Ninja Turtles. So last one said Mikey. This one says Leo. And then on the back, it's going to be the same stuff. Leonardo. Leo's the leader is what it says. And check out all the rest of his write-up. Do that as well. And here is Raphael wearing the red bandana with the bandana that, you know, I'm not as big of a fan of because I like the other bandanas where it just covers the eyes, whereas this is more like the pirate type bandana, which is, it's come in the more recent years, I think, with the Michael Bay movie is when it started, and then it kind of also went into the rise of the TMNT, and now it's in this movie. So I don't hate it, but, you know, I do prefer the old school one, so it kind of matches his brothers a bit more. But also it says Raphael, the angry one. Yes, he's usually the angry one, as you can see. And then the picture of Raphael says Raph right there. And on the back it says Raphael, Raph likes to break things. Oh, okay, nice. So yeah, and same exact everything else. So that is Raphael. And then here we have Donatello, or Donnie, as it says on the side there. Donatello, he is the brains. And it looks like he's got like an iPhone or something in his little satchel or fanny pack, if you will. It's kind of cool. And then on the back, it says Donatello is devastatingly smart. And then you can read the rest of his write-up if you want to. Go right ahead. So that'll do it for the figures in card. Next, we're going to open these up and we're going to check them out. Stay tuned.
My son, Michelangelo, you have heart. Donatello, you have wisdom. Raphael, you have bravery. And Leonardo, honor.
All right, so first up, we're going to look at Superfly, voiced by Ice Cube. And from the trailer that I've seen, you know, it definitely seems like it's going to be an Ice Cube type character. Got much of the NWA attitude going on there. He looks really cool. These are definitely kids' toys, though. Playmates kids' toys. They're not going to be collectible like NECA or Super 7 type. They're not going to be super articulated or detailed. They're definitely more for kids. But for what you get, I mean, you don't pay too much for what you get, which is pretty cool. And this guy does look pretty cool, actually. Like, I do like the red eyes and the blue on his whole body. And he's got like a little bit of hints of like purple in the veins, if you can see that. It's kind of cool. A little bit of extra detail there. And I'll show you a little bit of the articulation, I suppose. His arm does go around if you need to, but his wings are going to get in the way. And then they go up that far, which is pretty good. And then all the way down. So if you want to use his arm to like brace himself too, that does work too. And then a bit of a rotation there. Arm goes up and down there and rotates as well. And then there's also an elbow pivot right there. Not too much more than that. And then the legs, he has a bit of a, you know, rotation there. And then the knees do bend forward and back. And that's about it. And these do not move. These little extra appendages coming out of his abdomen, they don't do anything. They are just there to look like extra armed because he is a fly, dude. And he's got to have 6 arms. And all these wings also don't articulate. They're static. They stay there. But you did have to put them on. They weren't attached to him right off the hop. And they were pretty easy to put together. They weren't very hard. But for what does he come with? He comes with this gun, a ray gun or something. I'm not too sure what this one is. It looks kind of cool. Looks like something that you would get from a Playmates toy. And then you got this weapons tree, which you always get with Playmates, it seems like. Which this, I know, is kind of like evocative of the old, what you call it, the old Fly, why can't I think of his name? Baxter Stockman figure you used to get with the Fly. We had that like fly swatter or bug, or I guess turtle swatter. There's even like a little figure of a image of a turtle there, smacked. And then like a ray gun or something, and some potion, and some little test tubes and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be another version of like Baxter Stockman or not, because definitely like Ice Cube does not seem like it would be Giancarlo Esposito's character either. Like, I know Giancarlo Esposito is playing Baxter Stockman in the movie, which, by the way, perfect casting. I think that is awesome casting. And Fly Guy as Ice-T, I couldn't tell you if it's perfect casting or not, because I've never heard of this guy before. So it could be, it could not be. But next up, we'll look at someone else, and we'll see how they fare. And so here we have Bebop, which is voiced by Seth Rogen. So now I'm wondering, like, is Seth Rogen typecast as a warthog? Because he's already been a warthog before in the Lion King movie, and now he's doing it again as Bebop. Which, honestly, I think that is actually pretty cool casting. I do think that's pretty good casting. But he definitely has the look of a Bebop. Not exactly like the Bebop we've ever seen before, but he's got the purple or pinkish mohawk and the purple glasses, which they can come off. I play with them a little bit, but there's no eyes in behind this, so it's pointless to take them off. He's got the cool nose ring, got the tusks coming out in his teeth. He's got the shells for his shoulders. For his shoulder pads. Kind of cool. I got the red vest, and I'm going to bet dollars to donuts, all my money, that this wow is actually Mom. I'm guessing he either tattooed himself or he got a tattoo so that when he looks down, he can read and it says Mom. So that's my guess as to why he looks like that. He's even got like a belly button ring too, if you can't even see that right there. But it's definitely looks kind of like a Bebop does. Oh, his tail's right there. He's painted black though. That's too bad they couldn't paint the tail a bit better. But that's what you get for kids' toys. They're not going to have the exact detail you're going to get with a collector's toy. But the articulation is a little bit of neck movement there, or head movement, not so much of a neck. Then his shoulders go up that far, because he's got a bit of a hindrance there. And then the elbows bend in almost 90 degrees, it looks like. And then you got the wrist rotation, no waist, no ab crunch or anything like that. But the legs go forward that much, they go back that much, and then the knees go back that much. And that's about it. There's no other movement on the feet. Like, there is rotation here on the legs, but that's all you're gonna get for articulation from this guy. Not too much, but like I said, these are kids' toys. You're not gonna get a whole heck of a lot. And then you got this weapon here. That's kind of cool. It's almost like the old school toys I used to get with that drill gun that he used to hold. Kind of cool. That kind of evokes that look, which is also on this tree here, this weapons tree right there. That's the old school gun that he used to have. Plus trash can lid and the old knife, and it looks like a big club or something. That's what he has as well too. So that's going to do it for Bebop. Next up, we're going to do Rocksteady, his buddy. Stay tuned. And so here we have Rocksteady, who definitely has like the same colors and a similar idea to what the Rocksteady was back in the old days, like in the old cartoon, and the toys with like the tank top shirt and the camel brown pants and boots and whatnot. But totally different with like his big ass head coming out of his body there, his hunchback is kind of what it looks like. Totally different. But I mean, it's definitely more like the style of the movie, obviously. So in the style of the movie might actually translate a bit better than actually on cartoon, as a figure, because right now this does look kind of strange, and it does very, very much limit what he can do. Like his neck or head movement is like this and like that, and that's about it. You don't go up and down at all. He goes left and right, and then the shoulders go up like that, and that's how far down they go, and then the elbow bends in like that, similar to Bebop. And you can see some hairs there. It looks like some curly hairs on his arm, unless these are tattoos. I'm not too sure, but the fact that it's raised on the figure makes me think that these are arm hairs. And then his wrist rotates as well too. But I mean, he's got also kind of like I don't know if it's a gold or like a silver tooth, so that's kind of neat that he has that. And then the legs, they go forward about that far, back that far, and then the knees are about the same as Bebop's was, so not too much going on. But then there's also the movement there that you got as well in the leg. Not too crazy. Definitely looks like an odd character, but you know, for the movie, I think it's going to be kind of cool. Who's honestly actually he's voiced by John Cena, which is kind of strange because they had who was it? Sheamus voiced him in the last movie before this. So they're going from wrestler to wrestler for Rocksteady. I guess he must have that wrestler appeal, I suppose. So I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. We'll see when the movie comes out. But next up, we're going to do a good guy, and we'll do Splinter. So stay tuned. And here we have Master Splinter. Or maybe he's not even a master. I'm not too sure. I just saw Splinter. So this is Splinter right here. Definitely similar to the old school Playmates toys, because he's got the purple kimono or purple bathrobe, whatever you want to call this. But he's got glasses on, so maybe they want to make him look even wiser, so they gave him some glasses, so he'd be a little more intelligent and smarter. I don't know if that's what they were going for. But voiced by Jackie Chan, which I think that's actually kind of a cool idea to have Jackie Chan, because that guy knows martial arts like nobody else. And if he's going to be a master, he's going to be the best master. You got to see some articulation. You got the elbow rotation there, and the arms are a little bit loose. They go up and down, but that's about as far as they go, and they can rotate around, but they're a little bit hindered by the edges of the kimono here. His head moves all the way around if you want it to. And like I don't know if I mentioned, but yeah, his glasses can come off, but I'm not going to take them off. They do have like little holes in the back here if you want to take them off, so you will see the holes if you take it off. And then the tail, look at this. The tail articulates as well too, left and right. That's about all you're going to get though, is some left and right movement. There's no like swivel or anything like that. There's no bendable wire in here or anything like that. So it's very limited to how it moves. And then his legs go up about that far. And does he have a knee? Does he have a knee? I don't even know if he has a knee movement. I don't think so. He's pretty stiff. So no knee movement, but he does have foot movement. He's got foot up and down and left and right. So you can articulate there if you need to make him stand better and whatnot. Make him pose however you need to. Let's see if we can get him to pose decently here without falling over. There we go. And then he comes with this, which is kind of similar to what the old school Playmates version of Splinter would come with, is this cane of his. So you put it in his hand, and then all of a sudden, whoosha! Secret blade. Look at that. Bet you didn't know that was in there. I know I did. So that's kind of cool. They definitely harken back to the old school toys. And then the weapons tree, similar. They got the ninja throwing stars, and then there's the secret bladed like I said, cane as well too, and then he's got the bow and arrow, and there's the arrows. That's the bow. That'd be the arrows. So that's what this weapons tree is. It's really cool. I'm liking the way these figures are looking. They're definitely different from the old school stuff, and they're similar to what the movie's doing. So it's like a blend of both, I would say, which is what I'm liking. So next up, we're gonna do some of the Ninja Turtles. So stay tuned. And so first up for the actual turtles themselves, we got Michelangelo with the orange bandana going on, who is, yeah, the entertainer, the fun one, the party dude. He's always making jokes, cracking jokes. Yeah, he's hilarious. Who doesn't love Michelangelo? Michelangelo's great. I like the figure. Definitely has the look of the cartoon, or sorry, of the movie. It looks like, but in toy form, which is kind of cool. I mean, maybe they could have used a little more black lines just to really make the things pop, make it more evocative of the movie, but not necessary. It is a kid's toy, and you get what you get. So we'll look at some of his articulation. His head goes around, if you want it to, all the way. Got that goofy smile going on. It tilts left and right, up and down. And then his shoulders, you can see, got the pins there. They go up quite a ways, actually. They can go up pretty good. That's pretty nice. I like that. And then they also rotate all the way around if you want to. And then some articulation in the elbow range, about 90 degrees right there. And then the wrist rotation right there. And you're not going to get any kind of movement in the waist of these guys, because they're just solid blocks. You're not going to have any ab crunch or anything like that. But the legs, they go out as far as, that's about it. There you go. They'll go out like that if you need to, because you can see where the hinge is. They can go like that. So you can kind of do splits like that. And then the knees bend like that. And these guys also rotate if you need to, the hip joints and whatnot. And then the feet, they twist around, but there's no actual like rocker or anything like that on there. So it's a little bit harder to pose them perfectly. But like I said, these aren't your highly detailed collectible toys. These are your Ninja Turtles for kids, basically. And then for accessories, oh, one sec, let's just stand up here. Stand up, Mikey. Stand up, Mikey. And stand up. Okay, so it comes with obviously his nunchucks, which is classic Michelangelo. They aren't loose. They are hard plastic, so you don't want to bend them too much. They will break. So yeah, they're not actual chain or anything like that, but they look cool. They got the two different colors, which I appreciate. It's not just one solid color. And it comes with this little version of him, you know, the little baby version of Michelangelo. So it's got his color pattern going on, which is kind of cool. I like that it comes with a little turtle with him. And then obviously his weapons tree. There's like a broken can of ooze right there, some throwing stars, a piece of pizza, and another nunchucks right there, which are actually microphones. Like microphone nunchucks. Okay, different. I'm guessing that might be a part of the movie or something that happens. And then here it's like a grapple, like a chain with a hook on the end, which might be another part of the movie as well too. I'm not too sure. But that's cool. That'll do it for Michelangelo. I don't know the kid's voice, the actors' voices for all the Ninja Turtles, but they are young, obviously, which I think is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that, seeing a young version of these characters. So next up, like I said, we'll do Leonardo, and we'll see how he looks. And so here we have the leader of the group, Leonardo, always in blue. This guy's looking pretty cool. I'm liking the way this guy looks also. He's a different tinge of green, and he's got some throwing stars right there, which don't come off. They just are part of the pattern on his person. He looks really cool. I like the little kind of smirky grin he's given, you know. Looks pretty cool. I like this guy's look. He's got more of a slender build, a little bit taller than Michelangelo was. And it definitely, yeah, it feels like Leonardo does. Let's see how he moves. His head goes all the way around. A little bit stiffer. His shoulders go up all the way up. Pretty good, pretty good. Elbow was a bit stiff there. Okay. No worries, no worries. Oh, that's where it is. That's where the movement is. Okay. His movement. Oh, there it is. That was the elbow. There's the elbow. I don't know. It seems like the little bandana, his elbow wrap is kind of getting in the way. That was strange. Didn't expect that. And then wrist rotation, like they always do. And then again with the legs, they go out like so. Rotate it and twist. There you go. There's your splits. And then his knees go up like that. And then again with the feet, just like Michelangelo, goes like that. So that's Leonardo, looking like Leonardo does, the leader of the group, which is, you know, some people's favorite, not my favorite, but he's decent enough. And he comes with these katanas, which is probably, I would say, he probably has the best weapons, honestly. Can't really complain about that. The leader should probably have the best weapons. I like that they're two-tone, you know, you got the brown for the handles, and you got the metal for the blades. Cool. And then he comes with this little Ninja Turtle, which is probably a version of him when he was a baby. Got his tone going with it. Love it. And then his weapons tree is silver. If you remember Michelangelo just a second ago, his was brown. So it kind of went with his nunchucks, and this goes with his blades, I guess. The silvery look. So he's got these like throwing knives here. He's got pizza. He's got some throwing star. Also a broken canister of ooze, it looks like. And another blade here, it looks like, too. Not too sure where this blade is supposed to be from, but maybe it's in the movie. Not too sure. That is cool. So this is Leonardo. Next up, we're going to go with Raphael, and we'll see how he fares. Stay tuned. And here he is, the badass of the group, Raphael, or the angry one, or what have you. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than the other guys, and that's kind of how they've depicted Raphael recently in movies and TV shows. He's always kind of like the bigger, the brute of the group, if you will. So he's got the anger, and he's gonna take care of business, is what he likes to do. He likes to fight. He actually enjoys it seems like. And so they gave him kind of a cool, like, menacing look right there. And his bandana, obviously, like I mentioned before, is more of like the piratey look, which is something that they've done a few times now, and I still prefer the other bandana that the other guys have, but what are you going to do? Sometimes you don't get what you want. His head goes back that far forward, and then shoulders go up, elbows bend this ways, 90 degrees, a little bit stiffer there, and then the wrist rotation is there. And then the legs don't go forward very much. It's like the front of his shell kind of blocks the way his legs go forward, but they'll go back and they'll go sideways. Okay, they're decent, about the same as the other guys. And then, yeah, the knees go like that. And then, like I said before, the feet just rotate all the way around like that. But yes, and one thing I forgot to mention about the other guys is they are able to hold their weapons on their person. They don't have to hold them in their hands. Like Michelangelo had a spot on his back for his nunchucks, as did Leonardo. And you can see right here, Raphael has them on the front, kind of on the side for his size. So that's how he is able to hold his weapons. And yeah, I don't know why. He's a little bit harder to stand up. Maybe because he's the bigger, thicker boy than the other two. But these are his size. They got more of a thicker blade to them in the middle there. Actually, this one's got some wrapping to it, actually. If you look, it's just not painted. This one doesn't. I wonder if that's part of the story. Maybe, like, broke this one or something and just duct taped it together or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, they got the brown and the silver, kind of like Leonardo did. And then he's got his little Ninja Turtle dude buddy here. A little version of himself, I should say, probably is what this is. And yeah, it's the same color as him. I think that's what they're going for. And then his weapons tree has, well, I don't know. It looks like these big hook weapons. I don't know what those are called. I've seen them definitely in ninja stories I've seen before. I don't know what these blades are called. That's kind of cool that he has that. Then the broken can of ooze, also the pizza, some throwing stars, and then he's got also like a throwing knife too, kind of like Leonardo had a few of those as well. So yeah, that's the big boy, the badass, the coolest of the group, Raphael. Last but not least, we're going to be getting into Donatello. Stay tuned. And then Donatello, the brains of the group, or the guy that does machines, right here. Got that kind of a sickly green going on, but it goes good with his purple, I think. It's a really good mixture of the two colors. And then, obviously, he's the brains of the group, so he's got to look nerdy. He's got to have the glasses. The stereotypical thing that you do with people in media is you got to give him glasses. That makes him look smarter, right? I guess so. And then you give him a fanny pack with iPhone sticking out or some sort of smartphone sticking out. You can't take it out, so you can't put it in his hand, but that's fine. It just adds to the look of his character. And then right there, you can see that's where you slot his bow staff if you don't want to have it in his hands. Let's look at some articulation. His head goes around all the way if you want to. Oh, look at that. The glasses do come off. I didn't mean to do that, but they do come off, and they do have little peg holes for where the glasses will fit in. Let's put those back on there. I think he just looks better without having the holes in his head. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, there. And then I kind of like the little smirk that he has going on too. That's kind of cool. And then the shoulders go up that far. And then the elbows bend in like that. And the wrist rotation right there. And then the legs. Let's see how far they go out here. I got to turn it this way first. He might have a little bit more movement than the other guys, actually, to tell you the truth. So that's his legs there. Let's see the knees. These go there. And then the feet rotate around like that. So that's Donatello, looking like a Donatello does. At least the more recent iterations of him with the glasses. And then he comes with his bow staff, obviously. They could have, maybe colored the wrappings a little bit, but it is kind of evocative of the classic Ninja Turtles figures when they were just one color. The weapons, which, I guess that works for that too. So that's his bow staff. Put that in his hand. And then he also comes with these headphones. So I don't know. He doesn't really have ears. So where would it go? On his ears? Somewhere is like that. Oh, there goes the tree. Or you could put it around his neck so that oh my goodness, I'm knocking all over the place. Things all over the place. Put it around his neck like that, I guess. Put the glasses back on. Okay. Well, if my son's getting these toys, then he's not going to be able to keep all these things together. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose all of these accessories. But that's kind of the look I think you're going to go with for Donatello, is put the headphones around his neck. Yeah, that's sort of how it's going to be. Okay, whatever. That's what it's going to be. Right there. It's around his neck. So he's ready to listen to him whenever he wants to. And then he also comes with this little green guy, the turtle. That is a baby version of him, I suppose, is what these are supposed to be. Really cute. Definitely his color tone. And then his weapons tree right here. So there's the broken can of ooze. Actually, this one doesn't look broken. All the other ones are broken. What does that mean? Oh, why isn't his broken? And then he's got some other weapon here. It's almost like these like three-way nunchucks. I forget what those weapons are called. I know I've seen it before in like Beverly Hills Ninja. I think he played with those. A different type of throwing star. Another pizza. And then he's got like a spear almost. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Different weapon. It's got a blade on it. There you go, Donnie. You got a bladed weapon like your other brothers do. So that's going to do it for the figures. Then I'm going to put all the guys kind of in line here so you kind of compare sizes and whatnot. And then we'll do that. Okay, stay tuned. So all in all, I think that as kids' toys, these guys are actually pretty cool. These are probably the coolest kids' toys that my son's going to have until maybe the next movie comes out or something like that. And I really can't stress it enough that I am actually really looking forward to this movie. I know that it's definitely borrowing from like the Into the Spiderverse and Across the Spiderverse type movies, with the art styles being, kind of painted and almost like it's like stop motion sort of thing, which is something that other movies have done too in the past. Like even the most recent Puss in Boots movie or Mitchell's vs. the Machines. Those movies definitely borrowed from Across the Spider-Verse. And I think that movies, now that they're being more artistic, are better for it. Like, they don't need to compete with the Pixars, the Disneys, and the, you know, the normal DreamWorks ones like the Kung Fu Pandas and all that stuff. Those movies are kind of in a class all their own. Whereas movies like this, they can, you know, they can tell a fun story. They can have fun looking characters and have, you know, just be off the wall and just go nuts, go crazy. They don't have to be super serious. So that's what I'm looking forward to for this movie. And I hope my kid really enjoys it as well too, because like I said, it will be his birthday. But before we go, I do want to show little comparisons with the figures here. You can see the Ninja Turtles here on the bottom there. I got some of the bad guys plus Splinter on top. But obviously, I don't think that these are all in scale with how they're going to be in the movie, because if you look at them, like, Splinter is actually bigger than the Superfly, and he's about the same size as Bebop and Rocksteady. So I'm kind of hoping that Bebop and Rocksteady and even Superfly are much bigger characters than the Turtles and Splinter and all that stuff. But if they're not, then whatever. Obviously, that would be an artistic choice that they made. But I guess before we go, you can check me out on some of my other channels as CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. Go ahead and check me out. I'm also on another channel with my friends called Wasted Opinions. With my friends, we just talk random stuff. Sometimes we talk Ninja Turtle stuff. So check us out there. Those guys are awesome. And I hope you're looking forward to the movie. What characters are you hoping to see? I know that there's also a few characters that aren't in toy form yet, like Mondo Gecko, who's going to be Paul Rudd. That looks pretty cool. Paul Rudd's going to be Mondo Gecko, totally different looking version of him. Or even Man Ray, or Ray Fillet, I should say. He's going to be in this movie, voiced by Post Malone, I believe it was. Yeah, Post Malone. That sounds kind of neat. I'm interested in seeing that character. He's one of my favorites. Plus, is it Genghis Frog? One of the one of the punk frogs, I should say, is going to be voiced by Hannibal Buress. And also, I know that I think Maya Rudolph is also Cynthia Utrom, which is basically a Krang-like character. So, you know, I haven't seen these characters, or I have seen some of them, but I haven't seen all of them. Plus, I said also Giancarlo Esposito is going to be Baxter Stockman, and that sounds awesome. So, you know what? There's a big cast of characters I can't wait to see in this movie and see how it all plays out. But until next time, I am Country Boy, and we're going to say, stay green. And don't forget to check me out on Twitter, PSN, Twitch, and YouTube at CountryBoy9. That's with an underscore. Thanks for watching.